Hey everyone, Roger here from Mastercar Experts YouTube channel. I'm in the garage with Zion after doing some cleaning, and it's finally time to take the head off my Z3 M54.
The first step in this project is to remove the exhaust. I'm going to show you some tips on how to deal with rusted studs.
Whenever you're dealing with an exhaust, a lot of times you're going to find that the studs are rusted, so you will need to apply heat. And if you just try to break this free, you're most likely going to break the stud, and it's going to be more work because you're going to have to hammer out the stud and replace a new one. So we're going to heat this up and see how this goes. You can also take a socket and go ahead and tap it, and it should break some of the rust up. Spray some super rust breaker on these. But the best thing you could do would be to heat it up, get it good and hot, and then see if you can back it off. More heat. There she comes. Just took quite a bit of heat. All right, there we go. The last one is off. So heat really is the only way to get these off without breaking them. If you just put an impact on this, you're snapping these off. So it's worth taking a little bit of extra time. Now I only have MAP gas at home, which works. It's not quite as ideal as having oxyacetylene, but you got to use what you have. Now for this style hanger, which is just a rubber piece, and I don't have any hardware to take this upper hanger off, I usually just spray some glass cleaner, just like this, onto the bushing, and then use a pry bar. And usually with a pry bar, you can actually pop them out. That's how I got that one off. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Glass cleaner works good, and then it just evaporates. Just like that. Hi, Zion. You trying to say hi to everybody? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I know. I wish you could give me a hand with this. Now, for anything that's a bolt-on hanger, you're better off just taking it off right at the hanger. So that's loose. I'm going to take the whole bracket off right there. Just going to let that sit right there because I'm going to need a hand. Now let me show you this right here. This is a hanger right here. I could separate it here. Look how rusted this is. Now this is all one piece now. I don't want to touch it there. If I loosen it here, that's really just holding this bottom bracket. That's not going to get me anywhere. But if I come over, this is the hanger piece that goes to the hanger on the back of the transmission. These are the ones I'm going to want to touch. They're nice and clean. I'm just going to leave that all one piece. Why not, right? Why touch something that I know is going to break? And there's nothing wrong with it. It's not going to just snap off when I'm driving. But if I touch that, absolutely, that's not going to survive. So finding a different place to take it off. And I'm going to do that right here at these nuts right here. All right, exhaust is off. A couple of my son's friends were over and they gave me a hand lowering it down. And that's how simple it is. And I just like to put things back, so the bracket's there. And I was able to save all of the studs. Right, I'm gonna replace these gaskets and put new nuts on this. And I'll probably throw a chaser on this just to clean them up and to take off some of that rust before I replace them. And exhaust is out. Definitely harder to do if you don't have a full lift or if you're working on the ground. You know, if you're on the ground, at least when you wiggle it down, it doesn't have very far to fall. And even a half lift like I have isn't as much fun as having a full lift at home. Well, that's the first step in my project, getting that exhaust off. Check that box. We're gonna lower it down and time to get into the engine compartment.